Hi guys, how are you all? I'm pretty sure you must be so amazing. एंड बच्चा कोरोना केसेस बढ़ रहे हैं तो इन केस यू आर कोरोना पॉजिटिव तो पैनिक नहीं होना है, ये इतना सीरियस नहीं है, बस अपना ख्याल रखो, राइट? एंड वी आर जस्ट गोइंग टू कंटिन्यू आवर ब्रीदिंग एंड एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस पार्ट टू। प्रोसेस ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन हम देखेंगे यहाँ, रेस्पिरेटरी वॉल्यूम्स एंड कैपेसिटीज को समझेंगे, राइट? तो ये सारे टॉपिक्स आज हम करने वाले हैं एंड वेरी सून हम लोग सारा सारा चीज इसकी करेंगे, इवन ह्यूमन फिजियोलॉजी की भी. And thanks a lot for your huge love and support. I'm pretty sure all of you have subscribed the channel. And yes, let's begin our part 2 of breathing and exchange of gases. ठीक है? तो अब हम देखेंगे process of respiration here. So when we see the process of respiration, भाई ये सांस लेना और छोड़ना is inhalation and exhalation. So whenever we talk about the process of respiration, obviously it involves inhalation and exhalation, which is known as pulmonary ventilation or breathing. तो सबसे पहला स्टेप रेस्पिरेशन का क्या है? सांसें लेना और छोड़ना. Then finally air entered our alveoli. और फिर क्या होगा? Alveoli exchange air between blood, and the alveoli exchange of gases would happen. And this is known as second step external respiration, जिसमें ऑक्सीजन CO2 का डिफ्यूजन होगा across the alveoli एंड ब्लड के बीच में एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस होंगी. तो CO2 जाएगा एल्विलाई में, ऑक्सीजन आएगा ब्लड में. Blood gets oxygenated and CO2 would be released in alveoli and by the diffusion. तो मतलब यहाँ पर ये डिफ्यूजन करेगा. जैसे ब्लड में ऑक्सीजन गया, नाउ व्हाट वुड हैपन? ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ गैसेस बाय ब्लड टू टिश्यूज. तो अब यहां पर ये जो ब्लड है, it would take oxygenated blood to each part of the tissues, and this is the third step, that is the transportation. We would see all in detail way. Fourth step, जैसे ही blood, obviously blood take oxygen to the tissues now, and exchange of gases would happen between tissues and blood, and this is basically known as internal respiration. तो बच्चा, it is the part of internal respiration. Are you getting it? So internal respiration means diffusion of oxygen and CO2 between blood and tissues. तो ऑक्सीजन ब्लड से टिश्यू में जाएगा एंड CO2 जो है वो टिश्यू से ब्लड में जाएगा. एंड ऑब्वियसली दिस इज नोन एज द इंटरनल रेस्पिरेशन, डिफ्यूजन बिटवीन टिश्यू एंड ब्लड. And इससे पहले all the steps is done in the part 1, so please don't forget to see the part 1 also and write down in the comment box how did you like the video, right? And next last part of the process of respiration is cellular respiration. क्या है last part? Cellular respiration. That means oxygen is going to utilized by the cell to break down glucose. और glucose कहाँ से आया cell में? From where this glucose come in cell? So obviously we have eaten food, and that food after digestion get absorbed by the blood, and blood take it to all cell of the body. Now that glucose would be utilized for energy production, and obviously किसके प्रेजेंस में? ऑक्सीजन की प्रेजेंस में खूब सारा जो है वो एनर्जी निकलने वाला है. ग्लूकोज गेट ऑक्सीडाइज्ड इनटू CO2, water, and huge amount of energy would be released, and this is known as cellular respiration, जहां पर फूड टूटेगा ऑक्सीजन की प्रेजेंस में to release energy and CO2. This is the fifth step. So let's start with the very first step, that is the pulmonary ventilation. So we would see that obviously process of respiration actually involve first part, that is the ventilation. Inhalation, intake of oxygen rich air. Exhalation means expelling out CO2 rich air. तो ये सांस खींची, having the oxygen, releasing air, having the CO2. So that means we are doing inhalation and exhalation. So let's do it in detail way now. So बच्चा, what are the factors that is responsible for breathing? Breathing के लिए कौन से factors are very important? So first important factor is to maintain pressure gradient, and gradient means difference between the pressure of atmosphere and alveoli. So obviously we know gases always move from high to low pressure, so we have to maintain this pressure difference between atmosphere and lungs in order for inhalation and exhalation. सो इनहेलेशन के लिए हमें लंग्स के अंदर प्रेशर कम करना पड़ेगा. ड्यूरिंग इंस्पिरेशन, ड्यूरिंग इनहेलेशन वी हैव टू डिक्रीज द प्रेशर इन द लंग्स so that in comparison to atmosphere, so that air would come from atmosphere to the lungs, from high pressure to the lungs, and inhalation would happen. ड्यूरिंग एक्सहेलेशन क्या होगा, तो जब हम एक्सहेल कर रहे हैं वी हैव टू मेंटेन हाई प्रेशर इन अवर लंग्स according to or in comparison to atmosphere, so that air move from lungs to the atmosphere. और एटमॉस्फेयर के कंपैरिजन में हमें लंग्स में हाई प्रेशर करना है. सो वी हैव टू मेंटेन दिस प्रेशर ग्रेडियंट, दिस प्रेशर डिफरेंस बिटवीन लंग्स एंड एटमॉस्फेयर फॉर द इजी गैस एक्सचेंज, है ना. दूसरा है बच्चा इंट्रा प्लूरल प्रेशर. ऑल ऑफ यू शुड नो, और ये एक बार नीट का क्वेश्चन भी है. दिस क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड इन नीट. तो व्हेन यू आर सॉल्विंग नीट क्वेश्चन यू वुड फाइंड दिस पार्ट आल्सो. इंट्राप्लूरल मतलब होता है बिटवीन द टू प्लूरल मेम्ब्रेन ऑफ लंग्स, दैट इज parietal and visceral pleural membrane के बीच में there is the pressure also. So intrapleural pressure means between the pleural membrane we are actually having pressure which is always negative. Always negative means always less than the atmospheric pressure. And why it is always negative, why it is always low, so that it can create suction force. You know suction खींचेगा. सक्शन मतलब क्या होता है, वो सकिंग फोर्स होगी एक, राइट. सो इट एक्ट एज अ सक्शन फोर्स सो दैट द लंग्स रिमेन इन्फ्लेटेड, जिससे कि लंग जो है वो पिचके नहीं इंस्पिरेशन के टाइम पर या एक्सहेल के टाइम पर, राइट. सो लंग्स ऑलवेज रिमेन जो है इन अ इन्फ्लेटेड स्टेट. सो दैट इज बेसिकली आवर पर्पस हियर. सो दिस इज द अनदर फैक्टर्स फॉर ब्रीथिंग. हमेशा याद रखना, ह्यूमन हैव, मैमल्स, रेप्टाइल, बर्ड्स ऑलवेज शो नेगेटिव प्रेशर ब्रीदिंग. एंड व्हाट इज द नेगेटिव प्रेशर ब्रीदिंग? वेन एवर वी इनहेल और एक्सहेल, जब हम ब्रीदिंग कर रहे हैं उसके साथ साथ हम खा भी सकते हैं. वाई? सो ब्रीदिंग, ईटिंग एट द सेम टाइम इज पॉसिबल बिकॉज आवर लंग प्रेशर इज लेस देन द एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर. तो हमारा लंग के अंदर हमेशा प्रेशर कम होगा. And obviously we are our inspiration happening spontaneously. अपने आप ऑक्सीजन अंदर जा रही है, ऑक्सीजन entering in our lungs spontaneously because obviously our lungs have low pressure than the atmosphere. So hence air would spontaneously move from high pressure to low pressure. And इसलिए हमारी जो breathing और eating है साथ में हो सकती है. But those animals like frog which is having positive pressure, their lungs have high pressure than the atmosphere. तो अब यहाँ पर air would not enter spontaneously, अपने आप enter नहीं करेगी. So what would happen? Obviously their lungs are basically huge in size. Sorry, their lungs are having huge pressure, high pressure than atmosphere. So how the air would enter in the lungs? What they do, what the frog do, सबने देखा होगा. They would enter, they would just fill their air, fill their mouth with the air. And उससे क्या होता है, उनकी buccal cavity starts hanging down. I'm pretty sure all of you must have observed it in the frog respiration, है ना. So they are filling their mouth with the air and their buccal cavity hanging down. And yes, with the huge pressure, with the huge force, they are pumping that buccal cavity ki air in the lungs. They are pushing their buccal cavity air in lungs. So this is called the positive pressure and they cannot eat and breathe at the same time. क्यों? क्योंकि बेटा ऐसे हवा भरनी पड़ती है, वो पंचर की तरह है ना, जैसे साइकिल में हवा भरते थे. तो same way they have to put huge force in order to pump, in order to fill their lungs. So this is the positive pressure, है ना. Now we would see inhalation, exhalation process in case of the human. So how do we inhale? Remember one thing always, either we are inhaling normally or we are inhaling forcefully. चाहे हम आराम से inhale कर रहे और inhaling forcefully, it would always be active process. हमेशा इसको energy चाहिए ही चाहिए, right? And yes, remember one thing, what happened during inhalation? तो बच्चा, all of you must have studied about the Boyle's law, है ना? Boyle's law सबने पढ़ा है in physics. And what is the Boyle's law? Obviously, pressure is always inversely proportional to volume. How? Obviously, if small container, we are having very small container, बहुत कम volume है, very less volume, तो obviously it is having the gas molecule and they are living in a very small space and they are colliding with each other, they are putting pressure on each other, they are colliding with each other, and obviously pressure is high here because volume is less. अब सेम गैस के लिए वी हैव इंक्रीज द साइज ऑफ कंटेनर, मीन्स वी हैव इंक्रीज द वॉल्यूम एंड द सेम गैसेस हैव टू लिव in this container. So ultimately their pressure go down क्योंकि हमने वॉल्यूम ज्यादा कर दिया. We have given them more space to live. Same amount of air, we have just same amount of gases are here, and obviously they are having more volume container. तो ऑब्वियसली दे वुड बी हैविंग लेस प्रेशर. यहाँ पर अब ये आराम से दे आर मूविंग फ्रीली, सो देयर प्रेशर डिक्रीजेस इन दिस केस. तो जब वॉल्यूम कम है प्रेशर ज्यादा होगा, एंड व्हेन वी इंक्रीज द वॉल्यूम प्रेशर गो डाउन. So they always inversely means they are always, if the pressure increasing, volume would decreasing, means if we are decreasing volume, pressure increase proportionately. तो मतलब they are inversely proportional, right? That is the Boyle's law. So we know that obviously for inspiration, what we have to do, we have to increase pressure in our lungs, or we have to decrease pressure in our lungs. क्यों? क्योंकि हमें हवा को अंदर लेकर आना है, बिकॉज वी हैव टू स्पॉन्टेनियसली इंस्पायर. हमें क्या करना है? वी हैव टू मेंटेन लो प्रेशर इन द लंग्स इन कंपैरिजन टू एटमॉस्फेयर. तो कैसे प्रेशर को कम किया जाए? so that air would come from atmosphere to lungs spontaneously. तो अब हम एक ही चीज पर लग जाएंगे प्रेशर को कम करने में. Hence, what we are going to do, अगर प्रेशर कम करना है तो we have to increase volume, right? So yes, to increase the volume, first of all, phrenic muscle of diaphragm. तो बच्चा we are having diaphragm. I have told you in the previous class. So diaphragm muscle get contract and it become very flat. So diaphragm is dome in shape, it become flat now. And because of that, what would happen? We know lungs present in the thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity increase its volume anterior posterior axis per, means this way. So this is anterior part, this is the posterior part. So thoracic cavity increase the volume in anterior posterior axis. And yes, this is something which you have to remember. And obviously external intercostal muscle of ribs. तो बच्चा ये ribs की muscle है. External intercostal of muscle of ribs would pull the ribs outward, external upward की तरफ खींचेगी, so that the volume of thoracic cavity increase in dorsoventral axis. So this is the ventral part, this is the dorsal part, and over thoracic cavity would increase its volume in dorsoventral axis. What would happen? Overall TC means thoracic cavity, right? Overall thoracic cavity volume would increase and pulmonary cavity का जो volume है वो भी बढ़ेगा. Obviously, when the overall volume increase in the thoracic cavity, lungs also expand, and pulmonary means lungs की cavity also increased. And because of increase in volume, what would happen? Pressure go down in lungs, Boyle's law. So therefore, atmospheric air would enter into the lungs because lungs have low pressure in comparison to the atmosphere. We have created, our body have created it this way. And beautifully air spontaneously move in our lungs, and we are inspiring, we are inhaling, right? Next is exhalation. So when we talk about normal expiration, remember one thing, it is always passive process, doesn't require energy at all. Energy बिल्कुल नहीं चाहिए because it's normal. And yes, here what would happen, phrenic muscle of diaphragm is relaxed and coming to its normal position. वापस से dome shaped हो गया. External intercostal muscle of ribs relax coming to their original position, which would cause diaphragm. So both the condition would cause diaphragm and ribs to their normal position. They would return to their normal position and volume go down. Thoracic cavity ka volume would decrease, and therefore pulmonary cavity volume also decreases. And when the volume decrease, according to the Boyle's law, pressure increase in the lungs in comparison to atmosphere, and therefore air would move from higher pressure, that is from lungs, to the lower pressure, that is to atmosphere. And this is the beautiful exhalation, right? तो exhalation के टाइम पर हमें प्रेशर बढ़ाना है lungs में, and inhalation के टाइम पर we have to decrease pressure in lungs, and obviously we have to play with the volume of the lungs here, and we are doing so, right? And I'm pretty sure absolutely clear to everyone. So bacha, see, this is inhalation, air entering in. How? Obviously diaphragm contract and going down, become flat, and rib, basically this external intercostal muscle are getting upward, are pulling, are getting contracted, pulling the ribs outward, upward, so that their volume increase this way. So overall in volume increase, but pressure decrease, and therefore air would move from high to low pressure. Exhalation के time पर diaphragm return to its original position, ribs and sternum original position, volume decrease, pressure increase, and pressure, high pressure से low pressure की तरफ air would move. Exhalation is done, right? There is another part, that is the forceful exhalation. तो बच्चा, forceful exhalation means with huge power, with huge force we are taking air out, and that is actually known as forceful exhalation. So obviously forceful exhalation is active process, मतलब चाहिए भरमार energy की, and phrenic muscle means it require huge amount of energy. Phrenic muscle of diaphragm relaxes, it become dome shaped. External intercostal muscle of rib relaxed, so again the dorsal cavity, also dorsoventral axis of the thoracic cavity decreases. Here, one extra muscle, that is the internal intercostal muscle contraction happen, and because of this, obviously our abdomen also get compressed, right? It would basically, keep the ribs inward, तो और ज़्यादा उसको pull करेगा, right? So pulling the ribs inward and causing compression of abdomen also while we are forcefully expiring. And जिसकी वजह से जैसे abdomen दबेगा, वैसे क्या होगा? It would push the abdomen content upward, and जिसके वजह से diaphragm और ज़्यादा dome shaped हो जाएगा. Hence, it is decreasing the volume of thoracic cavity and pulmonary cavity. वॉल्यूम डिक्रीज हुआ बहुत ज्यादा, तो बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर बढ़ गया, and forcefully air would go out, and this is the forceful expiration, which is active process, which you have to remember, right? That's all. This is the whole mechanism of inhalation and exhalation. I'm pretty sure everything is clear to everyone. In case you will be having any doubt, you can send in the comment box or in the Telegram channel that I have given link in the description box, right? Spirometer is an instrument which is used to estimate the volume of air involved in breathing, which help in clinical assessment of pulmonary function. So suppose a patient come to you and he would be like, hey, I'll be having some issues in my breathing process. So you would just check that patient using spirometer. And spirometer क्या check करता है कि if the lung capacity is good or not. So we would check for the volume of air involved in breathing. So बच्चा, rate of breathing in normal person should be 12 to 16 times per minute. So this is the healthy person breathing rate, right? 12 to 16 times per minute we breathe. So now we would see respiratory volumes and respiratory capacities, and we will be having this graph स्पायरोग्राम, राइट। तो इसमें क्या है बच्चा, दिस ग्राफ एक्चुअली रिप्रेजेंट डिफरेंट वॉल्यूम्स एंड कैपेसिटीज जो हम स्पायरोमीटर पर मेजर करते हैं। So obviously we are having 3 volumes and different capacities, sorry, 4 volumes, and obviously capacities basically is the sum of these volumes. So let's discuss it in detail way now. So सबसे पहला जो respiratory volume है, that is the tidal volume. And what is the tidal volume? It's normal inspiration or expiration, volume of air inspired, expired during normal respiration. तो normally inhale, exhale, and it is 500 ml in healthy man, right? तो healthy इंसान का जो tidal volume है, it's 500 ml, but it can like if it is altered in individual with pulmonary condition, तो अगर किसी को कुछ बीमारी है lungs में, if they are having some condition, some abnormal condition or some disease in the lungs, so obviously they would be having different tidal volume. So another we are having the minute volume of respiration. Minute volume means एक मिनट में हम कितना respiration कर सकते हैं. तो minute volume respiration MVR का formula है tidal volume into breathing rate. So what is the tidal volume? 500 ml for a healthy person. और एक मिनट में कितनी ब्रीथ होती है? 12 to 16. तो ये एक मिनट की ब्रीथ है, दैट इज 12 to 16 ब्रीथ, एंड वन ब्रीथ में वी कैन हैव दिस टाइटल वॉल्यूम. नॉर्मल इंस्पायर एक्सपायर इतना वॉल्यूम हम कर सकते हैं. So answer would be 6000 to 8000 ml gases per minute. हम जो है इतना वॉल्यूम एयर को इनहेल एक्सहेल कर सकते हैं पर मिनट में. Now we are having some anatomical dead space. बच्चा what is the anatomical dead space? You know, बहुत सारी हवा, air that we are inhaling and expiring, it would stuck in the conducting part. And you know what is the conducting tubes? जो कि एयर को लेकर जाती है हमारी respiratory bronchioles तक. So all the conducting tubes may, obviously in conducting tubes many air or some air gets stuck there, right? So conducting airways with air that does not undergo respiratory exchange, and they are not involved in respiratory gaseous exchange. So some air stuck in the conducting tubes known as anatomical dead space because that is not involved in respiration at all. और कितना एक्चुअली गैस होता है बच्चा? 150 ml air would stuck in the anatomical dead space, that is the conducting airways, conducting tubes. तो जो एक्चुअल गैसेस एक्सचेंज होगा वो कितना होगा? 500 minus 150, that is the 350 ml, because this is the tidal volume. And इतना stuck हो जाता है, not involved in respiration, so obviously 350 ml actual gaseous exchange happening this much. Now what is the alveolar ventilation rate? Alveolar ventilation rate means कितना ऑक्सीजन पर मिनट एक्चुअल में exchange हो रहा है in alveoli, reaching alveoli. So alveolar ventilation rate would be 14 into 350. 350 क्यों? क्योंकि इतना actual gaseous exchange होता है and पर मिनट में obviously हम ventilation rate निकाल रहे हैं in our alveoli. So 14 is our breathing rate per minute में 12 to 14 respiratory rate होगा into 350, so approx 4900 ml per minute इतना gases को हम actual exchange कर पाते हैं. So this is known as alveolar ventilation rate. So I'm pretty sure this topic is clear to everyone. What is the anatomical dead space, right? So now we would see, we have seen tidal volume, and tidal volume का हमने देखा it's a normal inspire expire में कितनी air है. Second, we are having the inspiratory reserve volume, right? So second volume कौन सा है? Inspiratory reserve volume. अब ये क्या होता है कि when we are inspiratory reserve volume, and बच्चा this volume is actually amount of the air, additional extra amount of air that can be inhaled after normal respiration, after normal breathing. So IRV is basically 2500 to 3000 ml for healthy person. Itni extra air we can inhale, right? So what is the IRV? Extra air, extra volume of air, right? Extra volume of air that can be inhaled after normal, after tidal volume, right? So extra volume of air, inhale forcefully, inhale forcefully. तो बच्चा दैट इज एक्चुअली IRV, है ना? फोर्सफुली हम कितना और एक्स्ट्रा एयर इनहेल कर सकते हैं. Third volume is the ERV. ERV means expiratory reserve volume. What is the expiratory reserve volume? तो बच्चा कितना एक्स्ट्रा एयर, एडिशनल एयर, एक्स्ट्रा वॉल्यूम ऑफ एयर that can be exhaled by forceful expiration, right? So yes, it would be approx 1000 to 1100 ml, which you have to remember. And what is the ERV? It is actually extra volume of air, extra volume of air exhale by forceful exhalation, forceful expiration. So simple. This is the ERV. So ERV matlab extra air that can be exhaled forceful expiration, by forceful expiration. And the fourth volume is residual volume. So what is the residual volume? After even very forceful expiration, no matter how forceful you expire, this amount of air would never go out of lungs, and that is the residual volume. And obviously its value is 1200 to 1100 to 1200 ml. What is the residual volume? The volume of air that remain in lungs even after फोर्सफुल एक्सपिरेशन. जितनी मर्जी जान लगा लो, ये हवा बाहर नहीं जाने वाली. सो वॉल्यूम ऑफ एयर विच रिमेन्स इन लंग even after forceful expiration. And one of the beautiful point, it cannot be record by spirometer. इसको हम स्पायरोमीटर पर नहीं मेजर कर सकते. वी कैन नॉट रिकॉर्ड इट ऑन स्पायरोमीटर. वाई? जस्ट बिकॉज इट इज बेसिकली एस्टिमेटेड वॉल्यूम होता है. इसको हम स्पायरोमीटर में नहीं ही मेजर कर सकते हैं, राइट? सो दिस इज द एस्टिमेटेड वॉल्यूम. एंड बच्चा रेसिडुअल वॉल्यूम जो है वो हमेशा हमारे लंग्स में रहेगा. इफ वी हैव ब्रीथ इन वंस, जब हम पैदा होते जैसे हमने सांस ली वैसे ये भर जाता है लंग में, एंड इट वुड रिमेन इन अस टिल द डेथ. सो मीन्स रेसिडुअल वॉल्यूम ऑलवेज रिमेन. No matter how forcefully expire, it would never go out of the lungs, and obviously it keep the lungs inflated. पिचकने नहीं देगा, lungs को हमेशा भर के रखेगा, right? And yes, this is basically the residual volume. Now, obviously, we have seen four volumes. So what are those? First, tidal volume, that is the 500 ml, normal inspiration and normal expiration, inspiration, right? So this is the tidal volume. Second volume is the IRV, that is the inspiratory reserve volume, approx 2500 to 3000 ml. Means extra air that we can inhale after नॉर्मल इंस्पिरेशन. तो इंस्पिरेशन के बाद भी हम एक्स्ट्रा एयर जितना ले सकते हैं बाय फोर्सफुल इंस्पिरेशन इज IRV. थर्ड वॉल्यूम इज ERV, दैट मीन्स एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट ऑफ एयर दैट कैन बी इनहेल्ड, that can be exhaled after normal expiration. So it is the amount of extra air, extra volume of air that can be exhaled by forceful expiration. तो जान लगाकर जितनी हवा बाहर फेंक सकते हैं एक्स्ट्रा, that is ARV. And fourth is residual volume, which is actually volume would never go out of the lung, हमेशा lungs में भरी रह जाएगी, and that is the residual volume. And I'm pretty sure it's clear to everyone now, right? So let's go ahead and let's see the capacities. तो बच्चा capacities is nothing but the sum of volumes. The sum of two or more volumes are the capacities. Sum of two or more volumes are respiratory capacity. So one is the inspiratory capacity. That means total volume of air a person can inspire after normal expiration. Total volume total volume of air a person can inspire after normal expiration. तो ऑब्वियसली यहां पर क्या क्या इन्वॉल्व होगा? टाइडल वॉल्यूम, बिकॉज वी वुड नॉर्मली एक्सहेल एंड इनहेल, एंड प्लस एक्स्ट्रा वॉल्यूम ऑफ एयर दैट वी कैन इनहेल इज IRV, क्योंकि हमें लगाना, हमें देखना है टोटल वॉल्यूम, मतलब मैक्सिमम एयर दैट यू कैन इनहेल आफ्टर नॉर्मल एक्सहेलेशन. तो ऑब्वियसली नॉर्मल एक्सहेलेशन यू आर डूइंग, so obviously you would do normal inhalation also, so that would be the part of tidal volume. Now you would take a more extra volume in air is IRV. So answer though, so the volume would be 500 plus 2500 to 3000, 2500 to 3000 is the IRV. तो बच्चा आंसर would be 3000 to 3500 inspiratory capacity total होगा. Second, expiratory capacity is total volume of air a person can expire. मतलब जितनी जान उतनी जान से you are releasing air out, and that too after normal inspiration. तो पहले नॉर्मल इंस्पिरेशन करो एंड उसके बाद जितनी जान है उतनी जान से बाहर हवा निकालो. सो टोटल वॉल्यूम ऑफ एयर अ पर्सन कैन एक्सपायर आफ्टर नॉर्मल इंस्पिरेशन. सो ऑब्वियसली नॉर्मल इंस्पिरेशन के बाद नॉर्मल एक्सपिरेशन तो हो गई, प्लस एक्स्ट्रा वॉल्यूम दैट यू कैन एक्सहेल इज ERV. So answer would be, I mean the total capacity would be 1500 to 1600 ml. Third is the functional residual capacity. Residual means कितना हवा lungs में रहेगा. So you just do normal expiration. And volume of air remain in the lungs after normal expiration would be, कितनी हवा रह जाएगी हमारे lungs में? Obviously residual volume to remain always in our lung, plus this time we are normally expiring. So normal air would go out, not the extra air go out. So extra air also remain in the lungs, ERV भी lungs में रह जाएगा. Right? Extra reserve, expiratory reserve volume also remain in the lungs because we are doing normal expiration, not the forceful expiration. तो नॉर्मल जो है, नॉर्मल एक्सपिरेशन से ओनली टाइडल वॉल्यूम वुड गो आउट, बट ऑब्वियसली दिस एयर रिमेन इन द लंग्स. ERV would go out only after forceful expiration. We are not doing forceful expiration. हम नहीं कर रहे forceful expiration. So it would always remain in the lungs and residual volume remain in the lung. Obviously ERV remain in the lung after normal expiration and RV तो हमेशा रहेगा ही. तो आंसर would be 2500 ml. तो टोटल अगर हम सम निकालेंगे it would be approx 2500. What is the vital capacity? So vital capacity means maximally you can inspire after maximum exhalation, or vice versa. Maximal you expire after maximum inspiration. So maximum inspiration, maximum expiration. तो उसमें टाइडल वॉल्यूम तो आएगा ही आएगा, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली व्हेन वी आर फोर्सफुली एक्सपायरिंग एंड इंस्पायरिंग तो नॉर्मल एयर तो जाएगा ही अंदर, राइट? सो टाइडल वॉल्यूम तो वुड बी इन्वॉल्व्ड हियर, बट वी आर रिलीजिंग एक्स्ट्रा एयर ERV ऑल्सो, एंड वी आर टेकिंग एक्स्ट्रा एयर IRV ऑल्सो. सो मैक्सिमम एयर इनहेल और एक्सहेल में क्या क्या आएगा? नॉर्मल तो आएगा ही आएगा, प्लस हम मैक्सिमल निकाल रहे हैं, एक्स्ट्रा निकाल रहे हैं ERV एंड एक्स्ट्रा डाल रहे हैं IRV. सो अप्रॉक्स वैल्यू वुड बी दिस. And the last one is total lung capacity. What is it? Total volume of air accommodate in lungs at the end of forced inspiration. So means total volume of the air that can occupied in lungs, that can be present in lungs after forceful inspiration. So you have just filled your lungs with the air. So it would be having residual volume. You have not released extra volume out, so ERV also remain in your lungs. Tidal volume remain in your lungs, and obviously you have done forceful inspiration, so IRV also there. Means all the four volumes is the part of total lung capacity. So obviously ERV, tidal volume, IRV is the vital capacity. You can see vital capacity is ERV, tidal volume, IRV. तो ये तीनों का सम इज वाइटल कैपेसिटी एंड प्लस इसमें रेजिडुअल कैपेसिटी प्लस कर दोगे तो टोटल लंग कैपेसिटी आ जाएगी, दैट इज द 5800. तो यहां पर ये ग्राफ बहुत ब्यूटीफुली दिया हुआ है. इंस्पिरेटरी कैपेसिटी इन्वॉल्व टाइडल वॉल्यूम प्लस IRV है ना. तो इसमें क्या होता है बच्चा, एक्स्ट्रा एयर दैट कैन बी इनहेल्ड और टोटल अमाउंट ऑफ एयर दैट कैन बी इनहेल्ड आफ्टर नॉर्मल एक्सपिरेशन, IRV plus tidal volume. Obviously, they have given this FRC, that is the functional residual capacity, involve residual capacity plus ERV. तो मतलब normal inspiration, normal expiration के बाद air that remain in the lungs. तो बच्चा obviously RV remain in lungs plus ERV also remain in lungs. Why? Because we are not doing forceful expiration. Forcefully हम उसे नहीं निकाल रहे हैं. And we are having vital capacity, means maximum inhale, maximum exhale, include IRV, tidal volume and ERV. And total lung capacity is basically all the volumes, all the four volumes, residual volume, IRV, TV, ERV, all the four volumes is total lung capacity, that's all, right? Now we would do the second portion. We are done with the first part, that is the pulmonary ventilation. Now we would do the second step, that is the diffusion between alveoli and blood. So which exchange of gases happen between alveoli and blood by simple diffusion. And what are the factors that basically affect the rate of exchange of gases, right? First is the solubility of gases. So more the solubility of gases, it would diffuse very faster, and low solubility would diffuse slower. है ना. तो solubility of CO2 is always 20 to 25 times higher than the oxygen. So यहाँ पर CO2 would diffuse faster than the oxygen. एंड वेन वी टॉक अबाउट कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड तो इसकी सॉल्युबिलिटी और भी ज्यादा है. सो ऑब्वियसली कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड हैव मोर सॉल्युबिलिटी, सो इट वुड डिफ्यूज फास्टर देन CO2 एंड ऑक्सीजन. So this is actually depend on solubility of gases. Second, partial pressure. Partial pressure means obviously there is in atmosphere there is a mixture of gases. So in the mixture of gases, इंडिविजुअल गैस का कितना प्रेशर है. सो इन द मिक्सचर ऑफ गैसेस, pressure contributed by single individual gas in a mixture of gases is partial pressure. तो अगर हम देखेंगे ऑक्सीजन एयर में कितना है एंड दिस इंडिविजुअल गैस ऑक्सीजन, हाउ मच प्रेशर और व्हाट इज द प्रेशर कंट्रीब्यूटिंग और exerted by oxygen in mixture of gases is the partial pressure of oxygen. So atmospheric air में इंडिविजुअल ऑक्सीजन का प्रेशर, पार्शियल प्रेशर ऑफ ऑक्सीजन वुड बी 159 mmHg और लंग्स में ऑक्सीजन का प्रेशर वुड बी 104 mmHg. सो दैट मीन्स इन मिक्सचर ऑफ गैसेस, what is the pressure of the individual gas in the mixture of gases is actually partial pressure. तो ऑक्सीजन का पार्शियल प्रेशर एटमॉस्फेयर में 159 है, ऑक्सीजन का 104 है. एंड रिमेंबर, oxygen would move from high partial pressure to low partial pressure obviously. So gas move from high pressure to low pressure, we know it. Third जो method है बच्चा, obviously third factor is the thickness of membrane. So that means जितना membrane thin होगा, thinner the membrane, more diffusion would happen. So exchange membrane should be very very thin. So they have given in this this is the NCRT diagram, and they have given the partial pressure here. So partial pressure of oxygen in lungs is 104. Partial pressure of CO2 is 40 mmHg in the lungs. Obviously, partial pressure of oxygen in tissues is 40 and partial pressure of CO2 in tissue is 45, and plus same volume, same pressure in the deoxygenated blood also. Oxygenated blood have partial pressure of oxygen 95 mmHg and CO2 कितना है oxygenated blood में 40 mmHg. And because of this partial pressure difference, exchange of the gases would happen. So this is the partial pressure of different gases. Atmosphere air में, alveoli में, deoxygenated blood, oxygenated blood and tissues में oxygen and CO2 partial pressure. So obviously oxygen is 159 mmHg in atmosphere and CO2 is only 0.3. Alveoli में ऑक्सीजन 104 है. So obviously atmosphere में oxygen is more, so oxygen always move from high pressure to low pressure, means atmosphere to alveoli. And CO2 कहाँ move करता है? Alveoli to atmosphere, because alveoli have more pressure of CO2 than the atmosphere. Same, from the alveoli, oxygen go to the deoxygenated blood. Why? Because partial pressure of oxygen is less in the deoxygenated blood and in alveoli it is more. Whereas CO2 would come to the alveoli. Why? Because deoxygenated blood में CO2 is more, partial pressure of CO2 is more than the lungs, than the alveoli, 40. तो air would move from this to this pressure because यहाँ पर CO2 का pressure is this much. Then obviously this deoxygenated blood become oxygenated because oxygen basically move from alveoli to the blood. तो यहाँ पर pressure oxygen का बढ़ गया and यहाँ पर CO2 का pressure become 40 in deoxygenated blood. Now oxygenated blood give oxygen to tissue. Why? Because partial pressure of oxygen is more in oxygenated blood and tissue have less partial pressure of oxygen. इसलिए यहाँ पर oxygen move करेगा and CO2 is more in deoxygenated tissues. So obviously this CO2 would come to the blood and again it become deoxygenated. So deoxygenated or tissue में oxygen CO2 का amount is same, which you have to learn, right? Next part is the diffusion of the gases between alveoli and the blood by their membrane, known as diffusion membrane, respiratory membrane, or alveolar capillary membrane. Means between the alveoli and capillary, you have to remember. So wall of alveoli is very thin, made up of squamous epithelium, made up of squamous epithelium, and hence it's very much thin and it is having the huge supply of blood capillaries. बहुत ज़्यादा rich supply of blood capillaries are there in the alveoli. So what all the cell layers is covering them? What all layers are forming the respiratory membrane? तो पहला है epithelium of alveoli. So first membrane is the squamous epithelium of alveoli. Second is endothelium of blood capillaries. तो blood capillaries भी squamous epithelium से बना है, which is known as endothelium of blood capillaries. And obviously we know that epithelium layer rest on the basement membrane. So they rest on the basement membrane. So basement membrane is actually non-cellular, acellular structure not made up of cell. So those cellular structure and one non-cellular structure, these three layers actually form the respiratory membrane, which make the exchange of gases very easy, very fast. So bacha, these things are important. And when the gaseous exchange happening, remember one thing, that we are having the alveoli को अगर हम zoom करके देखेंगे. So alveoli is made up of, if we zoom the structure of the alveoli made up of two type of cell. One is the type 1 of alveoli and second is the type 2 alveolar cell. एंड रिमेंबर दिस टाइप 2 एल्वुलर सेल का काम क्या होता है? इट सिक्रीट सर्फेक्टेंट. सर्फेक्टेंट क्या होगा? ऑब्वियसली इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ लेसिथिन और काइंड ऑफ फॉस्फोलिपिड. तो सर्फेक्टेंट इज नथिंग बट एक्चुअली इट इज बेसिकली फॉस्फोलिपिड. लेसिथिन होता है, राइट? तो इट इज एक्चुअली फॉस्फोलिपिड. And what is the purpose of the surfactant that is secreted by the type 2 alveoli? And type 1 alveoli तो simple would help in gaseous exchange. Type 1 would simple help in gaseous exchange. Type 2 secretes surfactant. And what is the purpose of surfactant? Simple, it would help in exchange of gases. It would help in exchange of gas. Sorry, it would decrease the surface. So type 1 help in the gaseous exchange and type 2 of the alveolar cells secreting the surfactant. And what is the purpose of surfactant? So it would basically cover the alveoli ki membrane. So it is covering the alveolar membrane and decreasing surface tension between alveolar fluid and air. तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है बच्चा? सर्फेक्टेंट का काम क्या होता है कि यहाँ पर एक एल्वुलाई के ऊपर फ्लूइड का लेयर होता है, वाटर लेयर होती है काइंड ऑफ, राइट? सो इट इज हैविंग द वाटर लेयर. तो यहाँ पर एक वाटर लेयर है एंड ऑब्वियसली ये इस लेयर को बोलते हैं एल्वुलर फ्लूइड विच मेक द एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस वेरी वेरी इजी. तो यहाँ पर ये एक्सचेंज गैसेस को बहुत आसान बना देगी. एंड सर्फेक्टेंट एक्चुअली कवर दिस एल्वुलर फ्लूइड. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पर बहुत सारी एयर प्रेजेंट है एंड ऑब्वियसली एयर कैन पुट प्रेशर ऑन द एल्वुलर फ्लूइड और उसको अंदर की तरफ खींचेगी, एक टेंशन लगाएगी सरफेस पर दैट यू मस्ट हैव डन इन फिजिक्स. सो ऑब्वियसली एयर बेसिकली पुट प्रेशर, पुट टेंशन ऑन द एल्वुलर फ्लूइड एंड ट्राई टू पुल इट इनवर्ड, जिसके वजह से इट कैन गेट कोलैप्स. एल्वुलाई कोलैप्स हो सकते हैं. सो सर्फेक्टेंट का यहाँ पर काम क्या होता है? इट इज फॉस्फोलिपिड लेयर, थिन फॉस्फोलिपिड लेयर दैट एक्चुअली डिक्रीज दिस टेंशन, जिसके वजह से एल्वुलाई रिमेन इन्फ्लेटेड, कोलैप्स नहीं होंगे, पिचकेंगे नहीं, वो काफी इन्फ्लेटेड रहते हैं. एंड दिस इज द पर्पस ऑफ सर्फेक्टेंट. सो अगर सर्फेक्टेंट कम हो जाए तो इसकी वजह से क्या होगा? एल्वुलाई कोलैप्स कर जाएंगी एंड इट इज नोन एज एटेलेक्टेसिया. तो बच्चा एटेलेक्टेसिस मींस कोलैप्सिंग ऑफ एल्वुलाई. एंड व्हाट कैन बी द कॉज? ऑब्वियसली सर्फेक्टेंट का डिक्रीज हो जाने की वजह से एल्वुलाई कैन कोलैप्स. And obviously exchange decrease the surface area of exchange, decrease the exchange area, decrease the gaseous exchange because of the collapse of alveoli. सेकेंड क्यों होता है एटेलेक्टेसिस? तो ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन इन ब्रोंकाई और ब्रोंक्यूल्स आल्सो कॉज द एटेलेक्टेसिस. तो मतलब अगर ब्रोंकाई या ब्रोंक्यूल्स में अगर कोई ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन आ जाए, इफ देयर इज एनी ब्लॉकेज, it would also cause the collapsing of alveoli. That's all. This is known as atelectasis. So bacha, this is the part 2. I'm pretty sure everything is clear to everyone, and thanks a lot for your huge love and support. Please write down in the comment box if you like the video, and in case you are having any doubt, you can write down in the comment box or you can send me in the Telegram channel, right? I have given the link in description box. So have a great day. See you all. Bye-bye, bacha. So in case you are having any doubt, you can send me and I'm pretty sure everything is clear. Have a nice day. Enjoy और सांस लेते रहो because that is again very important process. Bye-bye, bacha. Have a great day.